JBN, we keep you informed. Body discovered in Canefield. The Trelawney police are investigating the murder of a St. James man whose body was found in a Canefield with the word rapist painted on his shirt. The deceased has been identified as 59-year-old Glenroy Gordon, otherwise called Pie, of Cornwall Gardens in Mount Salem. About 8:30 a.m. on Wednesday, residents called the police to a Canefield in Danieltown after they stumbled upon the body. The lawmen found Gordon lying beside his Toyota Corolla motor car with multiple chop wounds to his face. It is reported that Gordon traveled from St. James to Trelawney on Tuesday to visit his son in Florence Hall on the outskirts of Falmouth. He was last seen alive up to 5 p.m. Tuesday by residents in Florence Hall. Also in the parish, a man is in custody after 2 men were chopped, one fatally, at a residence in Litchfield. Dead is 23-year-old Javon Powell, a farmer of Litchfield, while his father is in hospital. Reports by the police are that shortly after 2 a.m. on Wednesday, Powell and his father, along with a cousin, were at their family house in Litchfield when an altercation developed between them. It is alleged that the cousin, who is now in custody, used a machete to inflict chop wounds to the heads and upper bodies of both victims. Superintendent Kirk Ricketts, commanding officer for Trelawney, said that the police have made headway in both killings and are expecting early breakthroughs. I am very optimistic that forensic evidence will lead to those responsible for both murders in short order, Ricketts said. Man in custody for chopping little sisters in the Old Harbour. The police are reporting that the man who was being sought in connection with the chopping of the 2 little sisters in Old Harbour, St. Catherine on Tuesday is now in custody and is to be questioned by investigators. The man, who is reportedly a neighbor of the girls, turned himself into the police on Wednesday night and was subsequently arrested. The injured girls, aged 11 and 13, remain hospitalized in serious but stable conditions. Reports are that sometime after 9 p.m. on Tuesday, the girls' stepfather left them at home in the Marley Acres community to go and meet their mother. The male neighbor is believed to have then gone to the house where the girls were, where he reportedly held the 13-year-old girl and was in the process of sexually molesting her when he was caught in the act by the other sister, who indicated that she would inform her father. In response, the man reportedly became extremely violent and inflicted chop wounds to both girls before fleeing the scene. The girls' parents returned home and found them badly injured. They were rushed to the hospital where they were admitted for treatment. Body of missing 10-year-old boy found in St. Anne Reservoir. The body of a 10-year-old boy was found floating in a reservoir near Alexandra St. Anne on Thursday morning. The deceased has been identified as Rojon Brown, a grade 4 student of the retirement primary school in the parish who was reported missing on Wednesday. Preliminary reports are that Rojon left home in a section of Alexandra on Wednesday evening but did not return. The matter was reported to the police and residents launched a search for him, which included Thursday morning, with the boy's body being found in the reservoir at Water Valley near Alexandra. Residents who converged on the scene expressed anger at the company that owns the reservoir, alleging that there was no security personnel guarding the area. Members of the police force and the fire personnel processed the scene.
No sense, only take life.
Take life.
That's what they make it for, to take life.
Take life.
Yeah.
Take
Yeah,
life.
I live in the heart of them down there, so there. And if you're looking at my place, and when time they send those money come here, $8,500.
No.
Eh?
For 3 months.
What I'm doing with disturbance money? What I'm doing with medical money?
Look,
Eh?
look at
They can't back around some.
look at the kind of sickness what going on around here.
Eh?
Dengue fever. And look on this is only breed mosquitoes. When some of we kids them not drowned it, they're going to be killed by dengue fever.
Yes, and
This one breed mosquito.
dangerously.
And I preach that and I have the petition. Nobody agree with it.
All right. Nobody agree.
Over 36 names here and nobody agree with it.
Eh? Yeah, work.
Right? And Kaiser still force and put this huge dirty water upon here.
Yes.
For no reason.
Yes, to kill off the
at all.
population.
Rats chase inmates out Spanish Town lockup. The St. Catherine Health Department has ordered the immediate closure of the Spanish Town Police Station lockup because of a rat infestation and other unsanitary conditions. The closure was confirmed by Grayson Hutchinson, Chief Public Health Inspector for St. Catherine, who said that the notice was issued on Tuesday. Yes, it's true. We have served the closure notice on Senior Superintendent Bo Rigby from last week, and he got a little time to do the transfers, said Hutchinson. He said that the conditions of the cells was of grave concern and will be monitored by the department until satisfactory standards returned. The Chief Health Inspector revealed that the jail was beset by rat and rodent infestation, inadequate ventilation, and sewage overflow. I hope the problem is fixed, as we have some rat down a big locker post, a policeman said on condition of anonymity, because he was not authorized to speak to the media. I think the roaches are also in competition with them, as it's the biggest roach they may ever see. Several prisoners have reportedly been bitten by rats and hospitalized. The facility, which was built to house 45 detainees, sometimes bursts at the seams with up to 100, we have learned. When them closed it, there were 90 prisoners there. Some gone at Linstead lockup, some arise the remand center, and others Tambrin Farm Correctional Center. This is long overdue, a policeman said. Tuesday's closure came after the St. Catherine Municipal Corporation Public Health Committee took the health department to task about unsanitary conditions at the facility. I am very pleased that the St. Catherine Health Department carried out its mandate to bring some sanity to the situation, Sidney Rose, chairman of the SCMC Health Committee, said, caused the Senior Superintendent of Police Bo Rigby's cell phone rang through to voicemail. Judge orders demolition of $100 million townhouses. A developer has been ordered to immediately demolish two two-bedroom townhouses and apartments in the upscale Golden Triangle area of St. Andrew. The properties cost more than $100 million to construct. The houses were constructed on land jointly owned by Martin Lynn and his two children. The Supreme Court, in making the order, said that the owners of the property breached the restrictive covenant which dictates the manner in which the land can be used. The Lynns had made an application to the court to have those restrictions modified to allow for the construction of townhouses on the property. Prompted by a legal notice informing them of the Lynns' application to have the restrictive covenant modified, 6 residents of Upper Montrose Road went to court to seek redress. The residents, among other things, contended that the modifications to the covenant were likely to interfere substantially with and be detrimental to the comfort and convenience of the occupiers of the adjoining lands, and in particular will lead to an increase in traffic and noise because of the potential increase in the number of persons living on the land in question. But while the application was pending, the Lynns began construction of the 2 townhouses on the property, having received conditional approval from the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation, KSAMC. The application for modification of the restrictive covenants was refused by the court, and the Supreme Court Judge Judith Pusey ordered that the buildings be demolished forthwith. Crooks break into ATMs, millions reportedly stolen. An investigation is underway in the Police Area 2 Division to recover what is described as a sizable sum of money that was stolen from 2 ATMs, one in St. Anne and the other in St. Mary. Sources say the money is in the region of $13 million. Some $9 million is estimated to have been stolen from the machine in St. Anne and $4.5 million from the one in St. Mary. According to reports, 3 males entered the machines and spray painted the security cameras and disarmed the systems and made off with the loot. Superintendent Bobeth Morgan, commanding officer for St. Mary, said that an investigation is ongoing. It is in fact true that ATMs were broken into. It was 2 ATMs. I cannot say whether or not someone was held. The investigation is going on. We do not have the figure right now, but I have been told that it's a sizable sum of money. As to the exact figure, I am really not sure, she said. Superintendent Calvin Small, commanding officer for St. Anne, also confirmed that the matter was being probed. He declined to give a comment before examining the full details. Unfair and unfortunate, teachers, parents, students throw support behind Pembroke Hall teacher. There was a strong show of support from educators and the parents as teacher Marsha Lee Crawford yesterday faced the Pembroke Hall High School board for the first time since her violence-laced outburst against a student went viral last year. Crawford reportedly accepted responsibility and expressed remorse during the hearing, which is expected to continue today before the sitting tribunal determines a course of action. But seeking to influence the final decision, Crawford supporters, mainly clad in red, gathered at the entrance of the St. Andrew-based school where they made their feelings known. Ann Geddes Nelson, principal of Independent City Primary School, said she was present because she stood in solidarity with her embattled colleague. We hope and trust that this country, Jamaica, will be better regarding the discipline of our children and the attitude that parents take when students are disruptive, Geddes Nelson said. We ask that this morning an amicable solution might be found to the issues that we now face in our schools as educators and teachers. Sharon Hamilton, a parent, said that she came out in full support of the teacher and that, if they even suspend her for a little while, she should keep her job because she did nothing wrong. Wayne Thompson, another parent, was in agreement with Hamilton. Thompson said, "You see right now in Jamaica, they need to ease up for the teacher them and stop pick up this foreign thing, but you know to deal with the kids them certain way. That is why nowadays them youth here take up so much gun and they do so much thing and I said nobody enough to talk to them." Lasora Nicholson, home economics teacher at Pembroke Hall, who was also wearing red in support of her colleague, said that what Crawford was being put through was just unfortunate and unfair. I think it could have been handled differently, given the level of frustration that teachers feel on a regular basis based on disciplinary issues with the students. They are treating her as if she killed the young man, and I am sure he's not dead. Nicholson hopes that they will dismiss the case altogether. Head boy Darian Nelson said that the situation was sad. The public needs to understand that teachers are human beings just as us. We see it in our parliament and how the parliamentarians behave as well. So regardless, if she's a teacher, yes, some of the things she must not say or whatever it is, but she's a human being just as us, Anderson argued. No matter who we are, sometimes things happen in life that cause us to flip, and it flips the moods, and we forget who we are and say things that we're not supposed to say. He said Crawford was a good teacher, adding that the general behavior of the student body at the school was very awful. Anderson added, "The respect starts at home. You cannot send your bad breed picnic come at school and expect the teacher to discipline them. It starts at home. You can't expect say a picnic to come and talk to you any way and come at school and talk to teacher any way, and the teacher's supposed to take it. It doesn't work like that." Owen Speed, president of the Jamaica Teachers Association, out in a full suit of red, begged for Crawford to be forgiven. If you can't forgive, the former Minister of Education, Will Reid, for referring to principals as extortionists, and if you can forgive the Honorable Ronnie Twaits for referring to students as Lego bees, then I can't see why we are lashing this teacher so much. Because yes, we want all our teachers to be professionals, and that is what the JTA is all about. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to like, subscribe, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.